Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Nerd Bites Weekly Show. I am your host, DC, the somewhat sick host, DC. And beside me, as per usual, is my best buddy, Ketsorin. What's up, Ketsorin?
So much, man. I am not sick. And
Good.
I want to start this off by saying, okay, I know that we don't have makeup fans, but my makeup right now is Shrek. I got Shrek makeup. It's a Shrek Revolution, like, collaboration.
Like real talk?
Real, like, I'm not kidding right now.
Oh,
I'm
snap.
wearing a I'm wearing a Shrek Revolution collaboration makeup. Boom.
It's lit. I love it.
So,
That's amazing. All right. Sweet. Well, so I guess all the single dudes in the chat can tell you you're Shrexy.
yep, tell me I'm Shreksy. I demand it. Ooh, I don't demand it. Get out of my swamp.
Onions and stuff. Donkey. Yeah.
We have layers, and tonight we're gonna peel back those layers
Maybe.
with one Dustin being sick layer.
Yeah,
Two.
so to preface this, I am not 100%. I had a sinus infection earlier in the week, and I thought I nixed it, but it reared its ugly head like 2 days later. Started chilling out of nowhere, and I kind of just feel generally run down, so I apparently didn't nix it enough. I
Mm-hmm.
might have to get a good old fashioned Z Pack. I've had those my whole life because I get sinus infections literally like 4 times a year. It's really cool. So
I feel that.
I
I
know,
also get sinus infections.
yeah, I know it when it's gonna happen too. Like this time in particular, we were at the zoo on Saturday, and there were some pollens there because of the botanical garden, and like I smelled this huge whiff of pollen, and I looked over to Mariah and I said, "Did you smell that?" And she said, "Yeah," and I said, "I'm gonna be sick in like 2 days." Sure enough, I was sick in 2 days. I had a sinus infection
Oh
two
my
days later.
god.
So yeah,
Dude.
it's brutal. Cincinnati Zoo and I are not friends, so because this is like a consistent thing that happens every time I go during like when there's flowers out, it just wrecks me.
You just need to
Yeah,
wear like an N95 mask when
yeah.
you go.
I don't think
Like,
that's gonna stop
like,
the pollens
like
though,
you
unfortunately.
you need to take Allegra or Zyrtec or both, and then neti pot
See,
it up,
I
and then N95 mask.
I take Zyrtec every day. I have to, or else I will get sick. Like it
Dude,
literally
I take
never
Zyrtec
fails.
every day.
I've taken Zyrtec. Probably my liver's probably fucked. I've taken Zyrtec every day since I was like 6 years old. No joke.
Yep.
Because my allergies have been so bad like since then. So
Ooh.
yeah, so I'm here though. I think we'll get through a full show, but oh, what's up, Matt? And what's up, Sabrina? Thanks for joining us.
Ooh, we got Butts, we got Sabrina,
Oh,
we
Sabrina,
got
I'm over here complaining. Sabrina gets it way worse than I do. She says she has to get shots in both arms every week. That's terrible.
ooh, baby, what are you doing?
Honestly, maybe I should. Like, maybe it would help me a lot because I'm tired of this, to be honest with you. So, uh,
Damn.
yeah. Damn, yeah, damn Sabrina. I'm sorry, fam. That really sucks. But yeah, we got a cool show for you tonight. Honestly, we're a little off the cuff because again, didn't feel very good, so we're a little bit jagged right now with our topics. But we do have some topics up front that we want to talk about, and then second half of the show, we've kind of been keeping loosey goosey anyway, so it kind of works out.
Yes,
Um,
it does.
so yeah, and honestly, like chat, if you want to talk about anything, please tell us because we are down to clown
Yep.
with the talking
If
tonight. So
if you want us to show the trailers, we will do it.
anything,
Um,
yeah.
yep.
Sabrina says it's immunotherapy supposed to help get over them in a few years. I need to do that then. That sounds amazing. Hook me up, Sabrina. Let me know. Yeah, text me after this.
Yep. Go get poked by the doctor.
Yeah, I need to know how to start that. I mean, I assume just go to the GP, but if I can help like one medical bill and not have to go to a GP and I can just go to like an allergist, then I'll do that.
Yeah, hell yeah. That sounds great.
So yeah, something randomly broke today, and I want to talk about it because there's been lots of juicy tidbits drop about Ahsoka, like stuff I didn't think they would show, like straight up in one of the trailers, like spoiler territory, I guess, even though they showed it in one of the trailers, but it was speculated anyway. But Sabine is straight up a Jedi, and like they show that in one of the trailers,
Ooh.
and like Ahsoka is her master, and Sabine's the apprentice, which makes sense if you've seen the cartoon. Uh, But yeah, they shock announced today that they're moving it up a day. So instead of Wednesdays, it's going to come out on Tuesdays, which means it's coming out next Tuesday, 2 episode premiere instead of Wednesday 2 episode premiere, which is great. Love to
Oh,
see it.
well, that's gonna interrupt my Wednesday post with my BFFFFF Matt.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Okay. Yeah.
Matt, you're on Tuesday duty.
Tuesday duty.
Yep. TD. T
Uh,
squared.
T squared. Matt says, "Quit licking the Cowboys benches, and you won't get sick." You know, it's almost football season, so I can't help myself. Literally, it's all I can think about is football season. So, really, I wish we could just have a whole pod about that. But honestly, I need the breaking up of the. I need like the distraction to break up from football because that's literally where my mind has been glued for like the last 3 months. So, and it will be until
Football.
and then it will be until the Super Bowl, and then I'll be like 2 months where I won't think about football until the draft starts, and then I'll think about football the rest of the year. So,
Oh, good lord.
oh yeah, I'm obsessed. Have you met me? I have an obsessive personality. This is well known. I don't half-ass anything. I whole-ass everything. So
He is obsessed, okay? Let him be.
This is a fact. This is a fact. Morgan and I have had several conversations about this. He's in the chat. Like we get hooked on something and we can't stop. Like literally, there's no stopping us until like we just get so sick and tired of it. So we just get so sick and tired of it that we drop it. But it like we've just held on to stuff for so long that it's like we don't even drop anything anymore. We just keep doing the same. Like we just keep adding stuff to our hobbies. Yeah. It's a huge problem. Matt says Premier League dog. It's off for like a month. I just do, you know this. I just do not care about soccer unless it's the World Cup. Sorry, that's just the one sport I can't really mess with.
Ouch, ouch.
Which ironically, you know, my son loves soccer and he's really good at it, so I'm gonna have to learn to like it. Because he literally kills it. So it is what it is. I'll be fine.
You'll learn to love it.
I'll end up having an obsession for that too when he gets a little bit older. Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, Ahsoka, like, I don't know what all trailers you've seen, but there's been several. There was even like a behind the scenes thing where Rosario Dawson and Dave Filoni talked about like a little bit of the making of it and like what goes into the character and like why that this is even a thing and that sort of thing. He dropped a little tidbit that originally Ahsoka was supposed to be Plo Koon's Padawan. And then George Lucas came in to the design room and he's like, "Who's this?" And they're like, "That's Ahsoka. It's Plo Koon's Padawan." He goes, "No, it's not. It's Anakin's Padawan. Anakin needs a Padawan." And then Filoni's like, "Okay, that's what we're doing."
Alrighty, that's what we're going with.
And it turns out that was one of the best decisions he's ever made because, I mean, what an iconic character. Just an excellent character.
For real.
It's like it looks like they've really taken their time with this show too. They've really crafted it. Those shortcuts, obviously no budget cuts because of Star Wars, and they're not going to do that. Especially with Ahsoka being such a huge property, I really think they're banking on this show to propel the future of Star Wars. I truly think that because yes, there are Mando fans out there and people love Mando, but what else have we had that people have really like? What has really set the internet ablaze? It really like Andor had its niche following and I thought it was fantastic, but it didn't grip the big audience, you know.
Even Obi-Wan.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I like Obi-Wan a lot, but it had its problems and it didn't resonate with a lot of people, and I get it. But yeah, I'm very, very excited about Ahsoka. I literally like that and football are the two things that have maintained my mind space for like a month. So
well, I'm looking forward to Ahsoka. Well, I'm gonna keep that. I'm looking forward to Ahsoka.
Okay.
I am looking forward to. I'm not a huge fan of football. I'm sure like half of you already know. I only watch the Super Bowl and that's it. Like I go out, and I make food and I watch Super Bowl. My mother and I, D&D mom, and I have like a tradition where she picks a football team, and I shit you not, it is based off colors. Like she picks the team. Yep, she picks the team based on colors. And then she gets a t-shirt. I get a t-shirt because I'm going for the opposite. And then by the, like, not even like halfway through, she's like, "Wow, your team did so good. Wow, a touchdown." So she's very, pro sports and not a good competitor at all. But, So, there's my football stuff. But you know what I'm looking forward to,
It's
Dustin?
what?
Seeing you and friends in
Hey,
October.
I didn't know you were gonna spoil that. I thought we were keeping it under
I am
wraps.
I was gonna keep it under wraps, but it is official. I am going to be there in October.
You know what I think we should do? I think we should do a remote show somewhere,
Ooh,
like in
all right.
Lexington or something like that, and get like Morgan as a guest host or something like that. I think that would be really
We
freaking
can we
cool.
can just get everybody from B Shell and be like, "This is what you're missing," and then there's a whole rave going on.
It'd be a cluster.
Everybody's dressed. Everybody's dressed in like yellow and banana.
Yeah. I might work on that. There was a guy who reached out to me that was a manager at like one of the theaters in Lexington. He's like, dude, I met him at a con. And he's like, dude, do one of your shows here, like do a remote show here. And I was like, I'll message you then. He's like, yeah, do it. So we'll see if I can get that going. Maybe no promises because it's been a while since I've talked to him. So I'm sure he's forgotten since. So,
Yeah,
but
no promises. It's just an exciting thing for those in Kentucky. I'm gonna be there. Let's hang.
hey, let's go. Can't wait. It's always awesome seeing you in the flesh, Ketsoren. We talk about this all the
Oh,
time, but like we've wanted to live in the same place for such a long time, like Philip
dude,
included. I really, really, really wish you guys lived here, like, you know.
dude, me too. Like, I am gonna make a trip, so that's
Yep.
gonna be twice in 1 year. Just
It's
so we
insane.
know, like,
Yeah.
just so everybody else knows, it's gonna be twice in 1 year because I saw him. We had that show in February,
Yep.
for your birthday, and so now I'm going to be there again, October.
Yep. Can't wait. It's gonna be lit. So
Yep,
yeah, we're gonna go like you see the countryside and stuff like that, like stuff that she didn't get to see last time. So
yep.
very excited about that.
It's gonna be a whole thing.
Speaking of whole things, so I know Matt Lindsay, this is near and dear to you, but the riot, not riots. What's the word I'm looking for there? Oh my God, the Writers Guild, the strikes, the Writers and Actors Guild
Oh,
strikes that are happening right now. They're escalating a bit. I don't know if you guys saw today, but there was something that leaked that said, American Horror Story. That's one thing I want to talk about. They made an announcement that Kim Kardashian is going to be on the next season, which found out why that they went and got like someone like that because they're using scab actors and writers, meaning people that aren't part of the union, that don't care about the union, that are stepping across the picket lines to get work. So that's a huge problem. So please do not support that show. If you like, I mean, let's first of all verify that that's true. But the article looked legit. But let's verify that's true. If that is true, 100% boycott that show. They need to fill it. Yeah, it's a huge shame, Sabrina. Like that's one of the biggest shows to come out every year, and uh, we
yeah, that's
always watch
crazy.
it, and now I will not partake. That is uncalled for, and like seeing like the stuff leak out about these royalties that some of these actual kind of big actors are making like 4 cents off a project is just like absurd. It's absurd. It's unreal. So yeah, I know that's near and dear to Morgan too because of the union. So but yeah, I just think that's super wrong, and yeah.
Yeah, that's not right. Well, let's look out for, confirmation for that, and then I think that will be nice discussion within the community regardless. So,
Yeah. Sabrina said an AI needs to be addressed yesterday. Yeah, it's a weird thing. I think AI, like, and we had a couple artists on talking about it because it was kind of the height of people using AI for like art generation and stuff like that. And, you know, something they said and I really resonated with me was I think AI art could be a really good tool for like placeholders and like stuff like that on the fly that you don't normally, like, if artists aren't available to do stuff like that. But you can always tell whenever something is hand drawn or drawn digitally by an artist as opposed to AI. Like you're never going to replace that. Like there's this loving touch that all artists put on their thing where it's their art. And like Get Excited Designs, Rebecca, a great friend of the show, for instance. Like I go to a show, her art booth sticks out for me from a mile away because like I'm like that's her. Like she's the
yep,
only one that does
especially
that
when you're
style.
invested in it.
Exactly. So that's my word of advice. I don't like it needs to be addressed. There needs to be some legality handled that way. That's above my head, and I'm not a lawyer, so I won't get into the nitty gritty of it on my opinions because they're not based off of law; they're based off of opinion. And I just think that you need to support your artists, your artist friends, your local artists as much as possible. And if you do that, I think the community is going to be all right. Go to shows, buy stuff off
You know,
commission from artists. Like we've lifted up how many
interestingly,
artists on this show, like buy stuff from them. They are amazing.
yep,
So
yep, exactly. And then interestingly, like, God, what? It's season 6 off of Black Mirror, correct? Or is it season 7?
I can't remember. But honest to God, like
The most recent one.
I think that was
It's
6.
6 or 7. 6
Okay,
or 7.
someone
The
vet that.
first that first episode is about basically like AI generation um of TV shows, of art, and I think how interesting, that we're having this discussion today when that first episode, and I don't know if I'm promoting or not, like it's interesting because we just watched, or I guess you and I watched it.
We did same
We
time.
just watched, yeah, we just watched an episode of Black Mirror that is about AI creation and like giving up your rights as a user.
Yeah.
In that Black Mirror episode, and now we're saying okay, and I'm not saying it's contradicting. I think it's an interesting topic to look at because look at what one, it's that episode is contradicting because of what was happening, right? You're giving up your rights, blah blah
Yeah.
blah. And now in this time, what we're talking about is Kim Kardashian getting it because she's a popular person
well
and everybody
known,
else is
yeah.
getting shit on. However, there is still that AI CGI.
And it's obviously because Kim Kardashian, like, it's not because Kim Kardashian's talent, she deserves the role. They're doing it to try to draw in people
right.
to watch the show because she's a celebrity based off of literally nothing, which blows my mind. But I guess people are celebrities for less though, so who really cares? If people are celebrities, it is what it is. But yeah, getting back to what you were saying though, it really came out at a like perfect time and a really polarizing time. And it was a very polarizing episode. There were people that hated it. There were people that, like me, thought it was great and really insightful on like the dangers of what AI can really do. And like it wasn't necessarily art, but it was like, I mean, I guess it kind of was. Like we're not talking like
it was
painting,
a form
drawing
of art.
Yeah, we're not talking painting, drawing art. We're talking like digital creation, like which insane. Someone did a deep fake, like some dude on Twitch like accidentally showed his dick on stream the other day, and someone already deep faked him like addressing the video that happened like literally an hour after he did it. And it's like, dude, if you can generate that quick, like that's gonna get, when stuff gets like better, that's gonna get problematic. That's gonna get really problematic.
Holy shit, like that's a nuts.
Yeah. And like to the naked eye, like if you're just scrolling through Twitter, you'd believe it. Like you, like unless you stopped to watch it and saw that it was like, okay, clearly this is generated. If you saw and scrolled past it and it said like it was an account, it was like a fake account that looked like it was from him, and it said he said something about it, and like you would think it was him who addressed it.
Yep. And I think now, like looking at everything, like how quickly things are coming out, and especially with the deep fake stuff, with that, and commentating on that specific episode that we're talking about, I think that it should be a commentary on like instant gratification and not reading what you're getting into. Like even though, right, it seems harmless, like I'll tell you what, my mother a couple years ago signed a loan. Like she took out a loan, and I sat there and I read a 25-page agreement.
Right.
And the bank, like the bank officer got mad. Like you could tell she didn't get mad, but you could tell that she was visibly upset. Yeah. Because I sat there and I was like, I'm going to read this whole thing because in case there's a fine print, I'm going to read this whole fucking thing. But I think that now we should honestly be doing that more and more and more.
Yes.
If Microsoft, renews and here's a new agreement, we should probably be looking at that now. Here's
the thing, and it goes back to what Sabrina said earlier, that we need to act now, because what happened in the housing market a while ago is that, people were not using agents to buy a home. They were just signing contracts, and they didn't have an agent to read over it legally and stuff like that before they signed it. Nowadays, you don't have to read it. You truly don't. You're wasting your time if you do, because they literally pass it to their legal teams before you sign it saying, can this get them in trouble? Is there anything standing out that this is going to hurt them? And you pay them for that.
Yep.
I mean, you do. You pay them for that. That's not the way it used to be. And I think we're getting there with AI creation. Like we're gonna have to like, what's gonna really make traction and headway here is if a politician gets really affected by it, or if a celebrity gets really affected by it, like someone A-list. If that happens, then we're gonna start seeing change. That's what I think. So,
I mean, yeah, probably. I'm gonna say yeah, probably, because it's gonna take a whole big stink about one thing, even though it's happening to several people. Yeah.
I think that like they know, like the big wigs never care about the little person. It's the opposite. It's always predatory. And 90% of the people using AI art probably aren't even trying to be predatory. They're just doing it because it's terrible economy and it's free, cheap, avoids extra labor costs. But like I said, if it affects someone who's like got power, then I think stuff's going to start moving, because that's the way it always works. Until it affects someone who quote unquote matters, like it'll just keep happening. And it happened forever with the housing market until the bubble crashed. And then big investors got taken advantage of because of shorting stocks. And that's exactly
now big investors are doing
the exact same thing.
That.
Yeah. But you get what I'm saying. Like real change wasn't made until that happened. And that's just where I think it's going. Unfortunately, it's going to get worse before it gets better. And do what you can to buy art from folks. Buy as much as you can. Support them, especially if you really believe
local
in what they
artists.
do.
Yep.
Support local, please. It means so much.
Yep. Don't create AI art just because you can.
Right.
For selling. I think that there's a difference between like
problem.
using it for your. I think that using it for yourself, only for yourself, like literally nobody else.
Sabrina said, if it gets Tom Hanks, we riot. He's like a dual citizen of Greece. He'll just fuck off to Greece and not even worry about it. He's got more money.
Yeah, he'll be like, I'm out.
He's got more money than God. He doesn't care. Yeah. But yeah, that was a longer segment than I anticipated, to be honest with you. But it's like I said, there's a lot to discuss there. There's a lot going on. It keeps getting worse every day. More keeps happening.
The more that you pick at it, like the more that you can see like problems. Like it's not like a problem that we can look at and be like, this is an opinion or this is an opinion. Like the more that you dissect it, the more it gets it just gets ugly and uglier,
Yep.
So, and we're trying to keep it as hey, let's keep going.
Yeah.
So
so Morgan said there could be enough traction in the coming years where AI does infiltrate our society to the point where there could be a generation of people so influenced with AI that they would be known as the AI generation. Actually, that's a really good point. Something I haven't really thought about. Anything popular, like in pop culture, like that's used a lot, it always affects kids, and no one wants to talk about that. But like that will definitely affect like young kids. Like if they
like people who like pillows like that are anime.
Yeah, like those people. Yeah, Morgan, where's your waifu? Pixar didn't happen.
Yeah, that's I'm kidding.
Hey, I will always be Allen Iverson to me. I agree with that, Matt Lindsay. Fun fact, I broke up with a girl once because she told me she didn't. This was high school, by the way, so don't get your panties in a bunch.
This is years ago.
Yes. I broke up with a girl because she didn't know who Allen Iverson was. I literally walked out of the restaurant. We had been dating for like 6 months. They were talking about AI on the screen, and she's like, AI, who's that? And I was like, Allen Iverson? She's like, I don't know who that is. And I literally got up and walked. Like I set down the money for the meal, and I walked out.
Whoa.
Dead ass. I was like, I deal with somebody who doesn't know who AI is. That dude was an icon to me. So
she's probably still confused today, unless she watches the stream.
Yeah, she doesn't. I guarantee she doesn't. Actually, we became friendly later on. She's cool, but we're cool. But it was just funny. Like you break up with people such petty reasons when you're growing up. It's so funny.
Hey, I can tell you about the Connecticut guy. So.
Oh, okay. On stream or off stream?
Yeah, I can tell you about it. I mean, this is the pettiest that I've been, so it's not going to put me in a good. It's not going to put me in a good light. I'm going to preface this with, it is not a good story. I am not a good person for this. Like, straight up, I'm saying this reflects not my person as I am now, and to
Sure.
reflect who I am in the future.
Sure.
I was dating this guy. We were working together. Like we were having a drink. It was at work, and like we were just talking about. I don't even know what we were talking about, but he mentioned that Connecticut was like west, not east. So
Okay.
I asked him. I was like, "What?" And he goes, "Yeah, Connecticut is in the west." And I was like, "What?" And he was like,
There are people to this day that say that the Connecticut's Midwest. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
and I asked him. I was like, "You're like." I started laughing. Like I
Yeah.
thought he was joking, but he wasn't.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Why are you laughing at me?" And I was like, "Are you serious that Connecticut is in the west?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "You know that Connecticut's on the East Coast, right?" And he was like, "No, it's not." And like then I was like, "Do you know where New York is? Like, do you know?" Like and like it can't like it was an innocent conversation that became quickly and snowballed into a whole like geography thing. So anyway, he got mad at me. I got mad at him because he got mad at me because I was questioning him. And so like he slammed down his beer and he was like, "I know my geography." And I was like, "Apparently you don't."
Did he think Colorado and he was saying Connecticut, or?
I listen, I'm not going to speak for him, but all I can speak for is the situation. So he slammed down his beer. He got mad at me. I got mad at him, and he was like, "We're over." And I was like, "That's fine."
To be honest with you, that's not a petty reason. Like, the school system has definitely failed. Like, oh my god.
It was a weird breakup.
And to be honest,
and then
go ahead.
like to top that off, like we worked together and we dated each other and worked together. And so like the next day, like everyone was like, "Hey Ketzerin, I know where Connecticut is." So like that was an ongoing thing where like the whole like 2 weeks
Oh my
after
god.
that, I know where Connecticut is.
That's hilarious.
And I was like, that's nice.
So the little backstory, like, to preface why, like, I just thought like AI was like as big as it gets back then. He was a cultural phenomenon, and I was like, if this girl doesn't know anything that's going on, I was like a big current events guy, like not necessarily pop culture, but just like in general, I had an idea of what was going on. I was like, I can't hold a conversation with this girl, so that's why.
Nope.
Yeah.
I get it.
So yeah.
Well, chat, since we're talking about like breakups, what is the weirdest breakup you had, or just like
Petty.
I'm out?
What's the pettiest breakup?
Let's go
you guys
petty.
had?
Let's go petty. And the pettier the better.
Maybe you were on the receiving end of it too. Even better.
Ooh.
Everyone.
I'll read it. I want to read the petty stuff.
All right, so real quick, there was a report that came out not that long ago that's been reconfirmed that the Nintendo Switch the successor should release in 2024. Now this is, I hate, like, Kotaku's so weird because like this says it was released in 2020, like July 31st, but the thing about it is like they update articles and push it towards the front, so this has been updated. But they speculate about the Switch Pro here, but since then they've said that it's supposed to be like a brand new console. Like it's not a Pro, it's a brand new console to be the predecessor for the Nintendo Switch, which timeline wise that would make sense because the Switch always comes a couple years first. I think the Xbox has a really good opportunity to launch pretty soon after this, because I don't think the PlayStation is anywhere near a new console release. Like, I think we're looking at least 6 more years of the PS5. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they're going to start pushing stuff out like crazy. But like, you look at life cycles of consoles, and honestly, that kind of makes sense.
When did the PS5 come out? I mean, it was 2022. No, 2020. Yeah. 2020, yeah. So I would not say 6 more years. I would say probably like 3 or 4, especially with how quickly technology is like
2020. I got it wrong.
Shit out.
I got it in 2021, which is why I was confused. So yeah, maybe 3 to 4 is more accurate. But I mean, honestly,
the new generation is gonna start hitting us probably next year, maybe in 2 years.
I think it's
because now it's going to like. Shit happens now. Like this is a thing that I truly think about our culture, like here.
Yep.
We are about instant gratification.
Oh yeah.
right? The bigger the better, right? That has been a whole thing, a
I'm guilty of it.
huge thing.
I'm guilty of it. Real talk,
Yeah,
I didn't even need the PS5 whenever I got it, like, because I was still playing games on
I
PS4. I just wanted it
I
so bad
still
because, like, it was so hard to get. And, like, I saw other people get it. And I'm like, I
yeah.
need it.
Yep, yep. It's an instant gratification. It is the best thing, right?
Yeah.
I have it. It's so good. Even if there's problems, it's so cool, right? We
Yep.
are an instant gratification society, and so I would reckon that it's going to be out in a year or two.
I think the Switch is coming out next year. I mean, 2024 makes a lot of sense. That's about right whenever they release consoles. Because again, they're early. They're always a couple years early. They always come out
Yep.
first. Which is really, it's like chicken or egg kind of thing. Are they first or are they actually last to upgrade their console? And like,
Right.
you look at their hardware, it's probably last, but we always say first because it just comes out, before the other new ones come out.
Well, Nintendo is obviously better, so.
Listen, I play my Switch more than any console. Like, I've slowed down on it a little bit, like, recently. PC is probably where I game the most now, but like, overall, I've put in way more hours on my Switch than I have any other console by far.
You know what? I would say console would be my Xbox, but I don't have a PS5. I don't have a PS4. I don't have a Nintendo. I don't have a Nintendo Switch. I don't have any of that. And I'm not even playing my Xbox right now. So, I'm not even playing.
Yeah. Sabrina says
I'm not even online.
you should be.
I
Sabrina says
should be.
the Switch is just so versatile, and I agree. That's why I love it. Like, I can just play it so many places, like right before bed, like watching TV, like on an airplane, like a passenger in a car. Like, it's just so much fun. Morgan's been playing Animal Crossing again, which was if like I can't wait to hold on just a second.
Oh.
I can't wait to explain to my son about COVID and about how, well, I guess my daughter too, but Ronan will get to hear about it sooner than her, but about how that Animal Crossing was just this absolute phenomenon. I mean, it had its niche fan base, but it came out right during the heart of the pandemic, right, where everyone was just bored out of their minds at home. And it was the perfect game for that because it like makes you log in every day. So like, it was such a, it's like, it reminds me of when Pokemon Go first came out. Like, everybody was playing it. There's not many games where literally like most people in the United States are playing a game. And like, those are the two shining examples I can think of: Animal Crossing and Pokemon Go.
Never got into Animal Crossing. So I don't really get it because, well, I never did it. Like, I honestly, like, during COVID, I was playing Destiny and Call of Duty.
Yeah.
That's what I was doing.
I played a lot of Doom. Because it came out like right before the pandemic, and I was playing that a lot. And like, of course, Animal Crossing, a lot of Binding of Isaac, because that game is something I just always play a lot of. It's just
Binding of Isaac is something fucking else, and I love it.
It's just so replayable. Like, you could just like not play it for months.
You can do
and then
it.
you get
It can be totally yeah, it can be totally and you know what? Anybody who hasn't played that, check it out.
It's
Because the
probably
Binding of Isaac is fucking good. It is very good.
it's probably like $60 for all the DLC packs at this point, which is a lot, by the way. It's
Ooh.
like 5 packs,
You don't
DLC packs, or something like that.
You don't even have to download the whole thing. Like, just play the normal like game, and it's
Agreed.
free. It should be free.
No, it's not.
Like that.
It's still money.
Oh, it's not free anymore.
Nah, it was free on like the PlayStation Store for a while, and I think the Xbox Store. But
Oh,
I think they're
I
Rebirth is perfect. It's so good. Afterbirth Plus,
don't
just gets
remember
batshit
buying it.
crazy.
Well, I mean, like, just buying like the basic content. Like, all you have to do is play the basic content, and
Yep.
it's fucking. You know, it's randomized enough. Like, it's fucking weird, and it's good, and it's fun, and it's simple. So.
And low-key, the story kind of
Look at that.
slaps. As silly as the story
The
is, it
story-
kind of slaps. It's brutal.
It's a fucking sad. Like,
Yeah.
it's what it is. Like, it's
Yeah.
fucked up. Like, we're going, ha ha ha, that's fucking fucked up.
Yeah, it is.
And it is. It really is.
Mike joined at a perfect
Like-
time. DM Mike, what's up, buddy? Love you,
Oh
bro.
my god.
We're talking about Binding of Isaac and how fun it is, and how it's like one of the most replayable games of all time.
What's up, Mike? I miss you.
You missed the part where Katsorin said she's coming back in in October, so shush.
Oh.
Yeah, so be ready for that, brother.
Yeah, reminder for everybody. I'm gonna be in October sometime.
Yeah. Are you
I'm
doing
gonna be there in October.
Are you doing the one shot tomorrow?
No, I am not. So I only had like two maybes, and it was very last minute. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be running it because again, it was very last minute. If I had like planned a time for it, I'm sure that I would have gotten a little bit more yeses or whatever. But it was so last minute.
Yeah.
Um,
It was a hard day
I
for
only
me.
got two maybes.
Yeah.
I only got two maybes, and I was like, I'm out. So,
I'm out.
probably in the
Slap stable.
future, I will be running another one shot. We still technically need to finish the one shot with you, Mike,
You mean one
Chris,
shit?
and Philip. Yeah, the one shit. That's what I called it. Was the one shit. So,
Yeah. Uh yeah, but man, uh Morgan and I have played countless hours of Binding of Isaac at my old house, so I can't tell you how many hours we sunk into that game. Just like one more run, one more run, one more run.
yeah, it's fucking addicting, dude.
Yeah, it is. So you want to talk about Blue Beetle a bit?
I want to watch the trailer, and
I don't want to watch it. Everyone's already seen
I
the
haven't
trailer,
seen
right?
it. I haven't seen it. I want to watch it. I want to watch the trailer.
God, I've seen this trailer
Give me-
literally
Give
700
me the
times.
trailer, Dustin.
It-
I'll turn into a gremlin.
It plays every day, like on every TV show I watch on TV.
I haven't seen it. I don't have cable. I don't watch stuff. The only thing I've seen is Spider-Man 2, Across the Spider-Verse, and we can talk about that next. But I want to
here we
see. I want to see the trailer.
I'll turn it down. It's the most underwhelming looking movie of all time. Like, I just do not care about it. Even when it's free on HBO Max, I probably won't watch it.
I know.
Okay, well I'm watching. Hold on.
Okay. Chat, you're with me, right? You've seen this trailer like 47 times?
Did you know what was going to happen to my brother when you stuck him with this world-destroying thing? It's called the Scarab. I had no idea it would activate. It has to choose
Now everybody
you.
wants me to spend money. No, thank
How
you.
do we get it to unchoose me?
Yeah, like Blue Beetle's cool as a side character in the comics, but I've tried to read his comics before and they just do not interest me at all. I didn't see the Flash either, Sabrina. Matt says, please don't show the trailer. That ship's already sold, buddy. The only blue commercial I want to see is the Charmin Bears wiping their ass. They probably wiped their ass with this trailer.
What do you think the government is going to do when they figure out that some kid has this military tech?
We are going to change the world with the power of the Scarab.
Yeah,
It
change the
belongs to
world.
me.
Oh, he's pissed.
Matt says if Booster Gold isn't there, who cares? Yeah, buddy.
I'm a nobody, but I swear.
The world is a place to protect.
I have an arsenal at my disposal.
Anything, please.
Watch and learn, Jaime. Whatever you can imagine, I can create.
Yeah, that's more like it. That love you feel for your family makes you weak. You're wrong. My family, that's what makes me strong.
All right. I have seen
Have you
enough.
seen enough? Thank God.
I was watching. I was listening. Like,
It's the most
Okay.
underwhelming thing ever.
I'm gonna wait for. Well, I'm gonna do what I usually do,
Okay.
and that means everybody else is gonna go see this before me.
Mike, sorry, buddy. I'll put it on first stream next week. I am not feeling up to moving in any particular way right now. I am sick, so headband I will put
What's
on.
he asking? What's
will-
going on?
He wants me to put on the Naruto headband. He redeemed his banana. So
Oh,
I'm
you
gonna.
know what? I'll get a Naruto headband, and I'll do like when you're feeling sick, I'll put it on.
Well, I'll put it on next stream. Promise. At the beginning, I'll come in guns ablazing wearing it. So, Iron Man meets Ant Man with a Hispanic spin. Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much it. So let's talk about good movies. You saw Across the Spider-Verse finally.
Fucking finally, dude! I bought it, and I loved it. I loved it.
It's
I don't know what else to say. Like, I didn't cry. Like, there was a moment where I was like, oh fuck, like I love when teams come together.
Listen.
I am a bitch. I am a bitch for like teams coming together. Like, I will cry when that happens.
because of the Gwen stuff at the beginning and seeing her book literally pulled straight from the pages, I cried like a baby the entire sequence. Literally, like it was waterworks.
It was beautifully done, like the pastels, the backgrounds, the changes.
Literally, like the
different art
story
styles.
itself, like was straight from the book. I was like, it was literally like seeing your baby grow up. You know, like it's just incredible.
It was so beautifully done.
Sabrina, House Haunted Mansion. While we talk about this,
ooh, I want to see that too. That's one of the things I want to see. Yeah. So Sabrina, tell me. But I loved it. Fucking man, I wanna watch the first one. I wanna watch the second one. I cannot wait for Beyond.
for the conclusion, I know.
Yeah.
Like
The way they ended it, I loved it. Like it was, man.
the writers and
am-
actors strike is what affected that though, because they were supposed to come out with it in December, which wasn't a long wait, and then all that happened, and everything got pushed back, and then now we have no idea when it's coming out. So they haven't even recorded the voice lines yet.
Well, I'll tell you what, like, I loved it. I am about it. It was so well done. I will watch that over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
I loved every single minute.
Oh yeah, Mike.
So-
Mike, I went with Mike to see Princess Mononoke together, the re-release in theaters, and it was incredible seeing that on the big screen with the awesome sound and amazing art. I know Sabrina and Bobby saw it together too. It's just such a good movie, and like so cool seeing it on the big screen. It's the first time I've got to see a Ghibli movie on the big screen, so I was very, very pleased.
Ooh.
Yeah. And then
Yeah,
but going back to Across the Spider-Verse, like somehow it pulls off what the first one pulled off. Like it's just as good as the first one. I like that's the best I can say about it, because it's not going to top it, right? It's impossible to top it. It's a perfect movie. You can't top a perfect movie.
There was no wrong move in the first one or the second one.
Right.
It was fucking phenomenal. You know, from start to finish, you're like, okay, this is a new vibe, right? This is what got me is the music, so the soundtrack and the different art styles, and then like them coming together and like it fucking works. It works all the way across the board, and the voices, like everything about it.
The soundtrack, the
beautiful.
colors, the animation.
It was so fucking good. Like I had to rewind it a couple times, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah,
like
too good,
dude. It was so fucking good.
Morgan's right about this. He says Into the Spider-Verse is the best Marvel movie ever made. Across was really close, which is insane. Yeah, I mean, like I said, you can't top a perfect movie. To be as good as a perfect movie is just like the most insane thing ever. Like we never get back-to-back movies from the same universe, same creators that hit this hard. It never ever happens. Ever.
Yep.
Especially animated movie? Are you kidding?
God,
insane.
It was fucking phenomenal, man. Like, and I fucking love Miles Morales. He is my favorite fucking Spider-Man.
I love him too.
So when I saw this, like, there was that moment of like, oh fuck, I'm watching this.
Yeah, I mean, I know you're like me. You read the Ultimate Spider-Man comics a long time ago, so.
Yep.
Seeing him come to life is just insane.
And then I was like, that Venom touch, like, I was like, oh, I need to reread all this shit. So I was like, oh my god.
Mike says you're forgetting Cars 2, the ultimate perfect follow-up to Cars. Only if you have beans. It's the only way. The only way it's perfect follow-up is if you have beans. If you don't have beans, it's terrible. But if you have beans, it's perfect. If you know, you know.
Ben, do you have beans? If you know, you know.
Matt says best way to improve it is bring Danny DeVito in as Man Spider. That would be really funny. I'm surprised they didn't do it because they had like every iteration. It was insane.
Would be funny. Yeah.
What if they included this one? I bet they would.
Man, it was just so good. I recommend it. I recommend both movies. Like
Stars Out of Stars.
It was amazing. Amaze balls out of amaze balls.
Benjamin Spaghetti says, "Oh, I've always got them beans. You carry them
Yeah.
things on you. You carry them beans on
he
you.
knows what I'm talking about. Beans for beans.
Beans. Gotta get them. Gotta have them. One of my favorite meme formats is
just a
just
bean.
things with beans in them. Like,
Oh, okay.
like somebody's wallet
dice
and there's
with
just
beans?
baked beans in it.
Or like a picture with beans. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Somebody's Crocs filled with beans. Just love it.
I don't like that. I do
Raisin says-
not like that.
That's a deep cut, Morgan. One time I'll tell it on the show about raisins. That'd be a fun story. Write that down, Ketsorin. We need to talk about raisins on the show.
Okay, for real, raisins.
It's probably a
Okay, hold
20-minute
on.
story because there's a lot that goes into it.
Raisins on.
Because without context,
the
you'd just be
shelf.
like,
I will
okay, raisins, whatever.
story. Okay, what's today's date? It's 19th, 18th.
Yeah,
18 DC says so.
Ben says
I'm literally
shorts.
making.
I got cargo shorts, and each pocket is loaded with beans. Hell yeah!
What the
You know
fuck
what would be
ever, Ben?
amazing is if you just
I
like
don't believe you.
went into a college class and you had cargo shorts on, and every pocket is just filled with baked beans, and you get a spoon out, and you just start eating it out of your pocket. Oh my god, that'd be so amazing. I mean, you get kicked out of class, but hopefully somebody recorded it. It'd be worth it.
You know what, Tustin? You can go and wear cargo shorts and go into a class and go up to the front of the class, and nobody's gonna know you. But you can do this because you can walk into a college.
Yeah, you can walk into any
Right?
college and take free lessons. Yeah, it just doesn't
So
count.
you can
Yeah.
you can just go do that and let everybody watch you eat beans.
Yeah. Yeah. They say that, but I feel like if you kept walking into the same class over and over, like every week, they'd probably kick you out at some point.
Why would you? You said a class, not the class.
No. Like if you just kept going into like the class that you were going in, like you kept doing it over and over, I'm sure they would kick you out eventually. Because they'd be like, you're not on the roster.
Mike said, "Let's test it out." All
Real
right,
talk-
Mike.
real talk, Mike.
You get a camera, and I'll tell you what to say.
Mike, I know you remember
Eating.
this. I had that like 2-hour break because I had that 8 a.m. lab, and I used to just come in your class in between that break and just sit down beside you because I didn't have anything to do for like 3 hours. And I would just come over to your house and skip my afternoon class 90% of the time. Yeah, I did do that
Yeah,
too.
you came in one day and yelled and left.
I did do that too, but I actually sat in there with you a couple times because we used to go to your house after. That was a lot of fun. Skipping class and such. But yeah, I used to do really fun stuff.
Oh, Lord.
I used to like anything I could do to tow getting like the cops called on me, I would do it. Like if I thought there was a slight chance of getting the cops called on me, I would do it. If I thought there was like a real good chance of me getting the cops called on me, I wouldn't do it. But like if they like, I would toe that line pretty hard. Like, and it was all meaningless stuff. It was nothing like bad or anything like that. I remember one time Mariah got really mad at me. She was with her best friend in my back seat, and I was taking them to their apartment, and we just got through working out, and there was this girl walking in the middle of the night on campus. And I used to say this all the time to people when they were walking alone. I'd be like, "Hey, you need a lift?" And then I just wouldn't wait for them to respond. I'd be like, "Shove a jack up your ass." And then I'd drive off. And they got so mad at me. That's the maddest Mariah.
Justin, why? Like,
That's the
what
maddest.
is the point? What is the point?
Because she's got a story for years now about the random dude on the college campus that told her to shove a jack
That
up her ass.
creeped her the fuck out.
Yeah, but she'll never see me
and
again.
yelled
That's the
at
best
her
part.
until she watches this and be
I
like,
hope
and
so.
it's like, yeah, I fucking remember that.
But I did it to
asshole.
so many
This
girls.
is
It could have been anyone. I did it to not just girls, dudes too. Like anybody that was by themselves, I would
Oh my
just do that to.
God.
But Mariah's never
All
been
right.
so mad at me. It was so fun.
Listen, we're getting to the last 5 minutes of the show, and I wanna talk about the layers of fear. So show us that freaking trailer.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I'm running out of steam. I'm not gonna lie to you. So.
God.
I'm
So you guys,
feeling pretty
so you guys, I love the horror stuff. I
horror
love
stuff.
the
Yeah, me too.
horror stuff. I love the horror stuff. I
Yeah.
also love the psych horror stuff. There's this game. I'm pretty sure it's called Layers of Fear, and it was just released on Steam. I could be wrong, but check this shit out. Dustin, we're gonna watch this together.
Let's do it. Okay.
Okay.
We're watching it. Right away, the vibe reminds me of Outlast.
Outlast?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll just wait.
That reminds me of
Do you
PT.
remember hunger? How would you? You don't even know what you are.
Markiplier. Dude from Ohio, Markiplier.
A creature trapped in a prison of its own making.
The voice acting's cool.
A thing that should not be.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, this looks good. And for $30, why not? It got fairly good reviews. So,
Apparently, like, the, what is it called? The, you know, I
nope.
can't think of the word now. I can't think of the word. The cinematography,
Oh, okay.
whatever. You know,
The game
it is
design?
really fucking good. Yes, is really fucking good for Steam. And I really want to play this, and so I am. Not that I game much anime, like right now, anyway. But I think I am gonna buy this. I might
it.
be streaming it. I don't
Please
know.
do.
Like,
You keep saying you're
I
going to do that and you
love-
never do it. I want to see you stream.
well, I don't have my computer set up. Like, I'm using, you know.
I know.
You don't know. I know.
Okay.
So, I think I will because I haven't gamed in a really long time,
Yeah.
especially with all of this stuff. I want to play this game really bad. Okay, you guys.
All right. All right. I dig it. I can feel it. Well, listen, guys. Yeah, check it out. Let us know how it is. If anybody in the chat's played it, hit us our Facebook or Twitter page and let us know if you played it, or Instagram, whatever. I'm feeling like complete dog shit at this point in the show. It's about time anyway.
Feeling really good.
So I'm gonna call it here. Thanks for everyone who stopped by. Sabrina, the Morgan, who hardly ever does. That's amazing. Thank you, bro, for taking your time. Mike, Matt Lindsay,
the
Ben. Who else? I feel like I'm missing somebody.
You said Sabrina, Morgan, Dakota.
If I forgot you, I'm sorry. No, Dakota wasn't in here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, fuck Dakota.
Because he hates us. Anyway,
okay, bye guys.
Follow
love
us.
you.
Follow us at Nerd Bites Weekly everywhere. Also follow the Nerd Want Network everywhere. And until next time, stay nerdy.
Stay nerdy.